Good day, folks. This is Greg Judy with Green Pastures Farm. You can tell we're not at Green Pastures Farm. I've got a special guest tonight, and this is, many of you all know this fellow. This is Joel Salatins. Joel agreed to do a video with me tonight. And how you doing today, Joel?
I'm doing great, Greg. I'm really doing well, and I'm glad you're here.
Well, today was a pretty special day, I thought. I mean, you had some really fantastic speakers out here, and just the passion and the excitement of the attendees. It was all first-rate stuff. And
It was.
This is the first time that the Stockman Grass Farmers ever held an event like this.
Well, it's the first time they've ever held an event like this on a farm. Now, back when Allen Nation was running things,
Right.
they would do a national conference, but it was in a hotel center, some
Yep.
some conference center, and I've just become crazy about. Let's get together, but let's do it out on the land. Let's do
Yep.
it out where it's real.
Yep.
And we don't need to spend all our money at Marriott, Sheraton.
No.
They're fine. Let's get out here. And so yeah, when I floated the idea to the Stockman Grass Farmer staff, I don't know if they're going to go for this or not, and they went for it, and it's just been a wonderful turnout.
Yep.
It's been great for the staff to man the phones and appreciate the buzz, the excitement
Yep.
of Stockman Grass readers, and we're really honored that you could get here too, and we're looking forward to hearing what you have to say tomorrow.
Well, I tell you what, you had some great speakers today. You started out the morning, you kind of spearheaded it, and then Jim Garish, he fell in behind you. I thought he knocked the home run with his talk, and then
Sure did.
after lunch we had Ray Archuleta.
Yeah.
And then Daniel came in there, and boy, I mean, I thought he closed it out really nice. So
yeah, I thought so too.
the caliber of speakers, folks, was just unbelievable. And I asked Joe if he would do this talk. And this, to me, this is just beautiful. I was here 15 years ago. Okay. I came over with my sister and her family, and I couldn't believe when we drove in here. I mean, the landscape's changed. There's more people, living on this road now.
Yeah.
And but. I still, Joel, it just amazes me. I drive down this road, and not everybody, but a lot of them are still conventional.
Well, they all are. They all are. We're completely, oddball, maverick, whatever. Nobody in the community's doing this. Nobody. And I wanted to do this gathering partly because it's lonely out there.
Yeah.
You're not getting the affirmation of neighbors. The Feeder Calf Association isn't calling you.
No,
right?
no.
In fact, they don't want you to come around.
No.
You're a nutcase.
You are.
And so this fellowship here is as important as the information we're getting.
It is, and people need that. You've got to get away from your farm. Daniel covered that a little bit. When you get doing the mundane things every day on the farm, you can get burned out.
Yes, you can.
You need your battery recharged.
Yeah.
And what better place to do it than to come to an event like this?
Right.
At Polyface.
Right. That's right.
It's just unbelievable. So you were in a drought, Joel, and I remember you sent me an email and you said you're a little concerned it was pretty dry, but man, folks, look at this. I mean, does it look like Joel's in a drought now? I mean, it's unbelievable. Yeah. Look at that. And you've already run. Now you're going to be running chickens behind you.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
We'll run chickens over this. In fact, that's one reason why we're grazing here, because the chickens are just about 150 yards.
Yep, there it is.
Up there.
Yep.
And so they're and the chickens like short grass.
Yep.
And so we basically prepare the table for the chickens. With
put some serious nitrogen down underneath that
that shade mobile.
Shade mobile over there. I
Yeah.
mean, man, that's going to grow some grass for you.
It sure will. That has about a 5-year residual.
Really?
That
spot right there.
Yeah, that spot right there will have a 5-year residual. Now, when we started with the shade mobiles back in the late 1960s, that was one of the first big innovations that Dad made, and back then, it was you put it on some weeds or just a patch of broom sedge or something, and now we don't have as many bad spots to put it on,
right?
Because the bad spots that have come up
have diminished.
But when we started, those dark green spots lasted for 5 years.
Wow.
And so the bottom line was, you add up 5 years of those, in the paddocks, and that would maintain the fertility on almost half the acreage, just those.
Yeah.
That's pretty intense.
That's huge.
It is huge. It's really
Um,
intense.
if you had, let's say you didn't have that shade mobile, and you just had a clump of trees up there at the top of the hill, guess where all your fertilizer would be?
That's right. All this fertility would be it'd be a camp. We call it a campsite.
Yes,
It'd be camping under those trees.
And so now it's a liability.
That's right. That's right. And so here, this way, we get to tell those cows, we want you to put manure right here. And so we have these on the rental farms. We actually have we've actually made these so we can hook 3 of them together.
Okay.
Each of them can handle 60 head. So
Oh,
that
wow.
gives us enough to handle 180 head with 3 of them hooked together.
Yep. It's like a train.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
a train, exactly, like
Yep.
a train.
Yep.
Make Alan Nation happy.
Yep.
And with that, and so on the rental farms, which aren't as developed as this one is now,
Yep.
we can go to a patch of brambles, multiflora rose, a rock pile, and these things, they're light. You can take them up over some
But
rocks.
you built that thing stout. I can tell by looking at it, it's stout.
Yeah.
So these big old steers are rubbing on it every day.
It's stout, but it is light. I mean,
Yep.
it's just a hay wagon chassis.
Yep.
Elongated hay wagon chassis.
Yep.
Yeah, what has to be stout is what they rub on.
Right.
But the roof doesn't have to be. That's just
Right.
shade cloth. That can just be light material.
So there's your weight gone.
That's right,
You didn't have to put metal roof on it.
I can move it real easy with the side-by-side.
Really?
Yes, indeed. In fact, that's where I was kind of heading when you grabbed me.
Okay.
Yeah, you just hook up to that thing with the side-by-side, and it just moves. It's very, very light. Now, I wouldn't want to move 2 of them.
Right.
But one of them with the
Right.
side-by-side
Right.
works really well, and so we call it, it's a portable shade tree.
Yep.
And
Yep.
so we can tell the cows, we want you to put your manure here today, not
Yep.
over here.
Yep.
That's pretty neat to be able to control that
Yes.
fertility flow to that scale.
Well, Joel, what message would you give to newbies that are looking at this and saying, looks like Greg and Joel's having a great time out there on the land and producing healthy food. What message would you give them if you were just starting out?
Yeah, my message to newbies is that the joy of this is in the affirmation of developing mastery, and that takes time. It takes a lady, as I moved these here, I just went up and called them and moved them. It took about 2 minutes, and she said, "Wow, that's easy." I said, "What makes it look easy is all the years of experience,
Yes.
how to set up the fence, how to control the animals, how to set up the energizer, where to set the water, all those elements, that's all part of making it look simple." And so, yes, it is very simple, but don't dismiss the experience behind it. And so, as you know, Greg, a lot of the satisfaction and the personal joy in this is being able to look back and say, "Wow, I've progressed. I've learned.
Yes.
I'm better at this now."
Yes.
And so for newbies, don't get discouraged. The cows are going to get out. Something's going to run through the fence. You're going to have a dead cow. I mean, there's going to be things happen. Don't be discouraged, because at some point, if you stay with it, I always tell people, I'm not smarter than anybody. I was just too stubborn to quit. And at some point, you will look back, and all those tough memories will be part of your appreciation of, yeah, man, this works.
It was worth it.
It's worth it, and I do better now.
Yes, that's awesome. Well, Joel, I'm getting rain on
Yeah.
my camera.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
glad you're getting rain. I hope we are getting one in Missouri, but your steers look awesome. They're really putting on good weight, and I can tell they're packing the weight on.
Yeah.
So with that, thanks again, Joel, and we'll see y'all next time on the way out, and hit that subscribe button. Take care now.